sits one of the city's most important assets, the Hunts Point Food Distribution Center, where New York City gets 40% of its food supply. At this site, the city and EDC recently removed another painful relic of the past, another prison, the Vernon C. Bain jail barge that long overstayed its welcome on our city's waterfront. EDC got rid of this former prison, sold it for scrap materials, and are now putting in its place a new Hunts Point Marine Terminal that will create a real working waterfront, activate our waterways for blue highways, expand good jobs, and move forward resiliency in the Bronx. Working with the mayor, Deputy Mayor Julie Su, the first ever Deputy Mayor for Economic Justice, EDC is resetting the conversation and reimagining economic development in our city. We are focused on growth that both expands the economic pie for all New Yorkers and ensures the pie includes and elevates working people, people who have previously and historically been left behind. These goals are not in opposition, but are one collective goal to uplift all of us, to invest in a more economically just New York City. And key to this is ensuring that New York City is more affordable, that basic needs like food and groceries are more affordable, so working families can have more choice, can have the ability to save and invest and build their own capital. EDC, working hand in hand with the mayor and Deputy Mayor Su, is thrilled and excited to deliver NYC groceries, one store in each borough, to bring affordable, fresh produce and everyday groceries to the South Bronx and to all New Yorkers. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce Mayor Mamdani.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing, BX? Is labor in the house? It is such a pleasure to start the day here in the BX with so many friends and partners. And I want to first say thank you to Jeannie Pak, our interim president and CEO of EDC. I want to acknowledge a number of our administrative leaders that we have here with us, including our Deputy Mayor, Helen Arteaga. We have our Director, Kate McKenzie of the Mayor's Office of Food Policy. We have, soon to come out here, Borough President of the Bronx, Vanessa Gibson. If we can also give her a shout out for another great event-packed Bronx week that we had here. We want to thank Maria Torres, the Hunts Point CEO. We want to thank Victoria Melendez, a resident at Peninsula Building 1A. We want to thank Ademola Oyefesu, the VP of UFCW. David Kramer, the president of Hudson Companies. James Patchett, the CEO of Gilbane. Members of Bronx CB2, the Point Community Development Corporation. And I know that Jeannie has already gone union by union, but if we can have a loud round of applause for organized labor here in the building. We are here in Hunts Point, through which so much of the food that nourishes New Yorkers travels before it arrives on a restaurant plate or lands in a grocery store cart. The Hunts Point Cooperative Market is nearby. As many of you know, it is the largest food distribution center anywhere in the world. The wholesalers who walk through its hundreds of thousands of feet of floor space can pick between some of the ripest produce in the region, some of the freshest fish on the East Coast, some of the highest quality meat anywhere in the country. And yet, so many New Yorkers in this same neighborhood and across the Bronx cannot say the same. 77% of households in surrounding neighborhoods cannot afford basic needs. More than 50% of households have relied on public assistance in the last 12 months alone. And when nearby families go shopping for groceries, there are not enough affordable options nearby. With only one full-service supermarket within a quarter mile, thousands of New Yorkers have only limited options. We are here together today to change that and to chart a new course. Last month, we announced that we would fulfill a campaign promise, that we would lower prices by creating a network of city-owned grocery stores, one in each borough. In these stores, prices will be cheaper. Workers will be paid fairly and treated with dignity. Going to the grocery store will no longer cause that same anxiety for so many New Yorkers. Now, on April 13th, we announced the first site, La Marqueta en el Barrio. And in doing so, honoring the legacy of Fiorella LaGuardia, who opened a site close to 100 years prior with the same mission of delivering cheaper goods to New Yorkers. Today, my friends, I am so proud to announce that the Bronx location will be here at the Peninsula. And New Yorkers will not need to wait long for costs to drop. This store will be the first of the 5 city-run grocery stores to open. Bronx residents will be able to begin shopping here next year. It is going to be a 20,000 square foot location, and its ambition is perfectly placed at the Peninsula, which will house 740 units of 100% affordable housing by the time that it's fully built. And as we heard from Jeannie, it'll be located on the site of the former Spofford Juvenile Detention Facility, somewhere that for so many years was synonymous with neglect and mistreatment. This was a place of failure, where young, predominantly low-income New Yorkers were subjected to brutal physical conditions, human rights violations, and physical abuse. We are reclaiming that same site to tell a very different story. This store and the Peninsula as a whole will serve as physical proof of our conviction that government can be a force for good, that government can drive change that improves people's lives. And standing here this morning, I cannot help but think of the words of our 40th president, Ronald Reagan. He famously said, "The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, 'I'm from the government and I'm here to help.'" It's a good quote, but I disagree. I think 9 more terrifying words are actually, "I worked all day and can't feed my family." We are going to use the power of government to lower prices and make it easier for New Yorkers to put food on the table. When government understands its purpose as serving the very working people that it has left behind time and again, it can make a difference in the most pressing struggles facing our city today. It's not just that government can help, it's that government must help, and our government will help. And I want to thank organized labor for being a part of this announcement, because as we have spoken about a cost of living crisis, as we have spoken about an affordability crisis, we know that at the heart of it is the inequality that runs rampant, not just in this city, but across the country. And when we ask ourselves what is the most effective tool at combating that inequality, we come back to the same answer time and again: union density. And I thank you, all of you, for showing us time and again what a path looks like to actually deliver for working people. Because today, city government looks to join you in that same fight by making it easier for a working person to live and stay and build a life in the city that they have helped to run for so many years. This is the start of a new day for the Bronx, one that New Yorkers can actually afford. Now, it is such a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you. I am now going to pass the microphone back to Jeannie Pak, our interim president and CEO of the EDC. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Mamdani. Is everyone warm enough? I'd now like to call Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días a todos. Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. What a pleasure to be here with all of you for the announcement of a new city-run and operated grocery store right here in the heart of the South Bronx. First, I want to thank our mayor, Zohran Mamdani, to EDC, all of our city officials, labor leaders and unions in the House, to our elected officials, past and present, to Hudson, Gilbane, Manny, Bronx Community Board 2, The Point, CCFY, the Southern Boulevard Bid, Bronx EDC, and all of my South Bronx soldiers who are here today for this exciting announcement. First, let me acknowledge those on the front lines years ago who fought tirelessly and relentlessly for the closure of the Spofford Juvenile Detention Center. You helped to imagine what this space could be for our community. As the cost of living continues to rise, too many of our neighbors are struggling to afford basic necessities for themselves and their families. That ain't right. Access to affordable, high quality, and healthy food is a basic human right. Yet the cost of groceries continues to put healthy meals out of reach for far too many of our families across this borough. With the creation of a city-run grocery store, NYC Grocery, right here at the site of a former youth detention center, our city has taken an important and bold step towards addressing food insecurity, expanding access to fresh produce, and delivering for our families each and every day with nutritious food, with affordable food, with dignity and respect. Today, we are transforming a site once associated with pain and trauma and mass incarceration into a place that is rooted in community, in healing, in building, in opportunity and community care. This project represents, folks, what is possible when government listens to the people and invests directly in its needs. It is about turning our pain into purposeful work. It is about turning our storms into strength. It is about creating pathways for families to not only survive, but thrive. I want to thank our mayor and his team for announcing the second city-run grocery store right here at La Peninsula. This is a beautiful space. Thank you, Mayor, for showing up for the Bronx in a real way, being about action and attention. I look forward to opening this grocery store, creating good, paying, sustainable union jobs, and new opportunities for our local residents here in Hunts Point. And I look forward to working with Hudson, Gilbane, and Manny and all of our unions to make sure that La Peninsula Part 2 and Part 3 continues to develop right here in the South Bronx. This is such an important moment for us, and I want to say congratulations to the people of the South Bronx. You never gave up on what the possibilities could be. From Community Board 2 to the Southern Boulevard Bid, to The Point, to CCFY, to so many of our advocates that said the South Bronx deserves better. we are going to get better, and we're going to keep raising the standards of what living and affordability and safety and access to healthy food is all about, folks. We are just getting started. Felicidades a todos. Gracias a todos. Congratulations. And thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, for being here today.
Thank you so much, Borough President. Our next speaker is one of Hunts Point's most vocal advocates, Maria Torres, President and CEO of the Point CDC.
All right. I like my theme song. I didn't know I had one. This is awesome. All right. Take note. We need that all the time. Thank you, everybody, for coming here. And this is so exciting. And some of what I've said has been said already. But, you know, the Hunts Point Peninsula is home to over 15,000 residents, yet it only has one supermarket. Hunts Point is also home to the world's largest food distribution hub that supplies approximately 25% of the city's produce, yet the local community struggles with some of the highest rates of food insecurity in the nation. In 2014, the Peninsula Project began visioning sessions with community members, and part of that visioning session included calls for a supermarket with healthy food options. While we saw this in our visiting sessions in 2014, COVID-19 in 2020 really showed us our community struggles with food insecurity. The Point became a site for meal distribution, giving out approximately 300 meals a day during that time. To this day, we have a bi-weekly pantry that sees over 300 residents, not to mention the several other groups in the community that also have pantries. Add in current inflation rates for food, and we know the number of families that face food insecurity have only increased. Pilot projects such as this would help to give families in our community some much-needed relief from the high cost of food, as well as healthy options that have been missing from our community for decades. We are extremely excited that this site has been chosen for the pilot project in the Bronx and look forward to working with the mayor and his administration, EDC, and all the other groups. At the Point, we want to thank our partners in this project. Paul Lipson at Barreto Bay, right? Barreto Bay Strategies. Paloma Hernandez at Urban Health Plan. Don Eversley at the Greater Hunts Point Economic Development Corp. Ismini, Catherine, and Dave Kramer from Manny, Gilbane, and Hudson, who helped us develop this project. And then nothing gets done in Hunts Point without Ralph Acevedo, the District Manager for Community Board 2, Roberto Crespo, the Board Chair, and our guide throughout the whole process, our former council member, Rafael Salamanca. Thank you. Bronx Borough Presidents, we had Diaz and Gibson to help us make this happen, and everyone who saw us make this happen. So we are so excited, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. Next, I'd like to call Victoria Melendez, a resident here at the Peninsula.
Good afternoon. I'm a resident of Peninsula, which is directed by Money Management. I moved in here 4 years ago, and I was very proud for this building, which is beautiful. The community is very strong, and we are definitely striving. Thank you to Money Management, thank you to Ms. Meany, and we are looking forward to the future with this new development coming up. The reason why we need the supermarket is because I have noticed myself, I don't drive, and my elderly tenants in my building, we have to walk at least 6 blocks to the nearest supermarket. And that is a little difficult because if we're in the wintertime, cold weather, it's difficult. So that is one of the reasons. Another reason is the transportation. We need more public buses. Yes. We definitely need more transportation. We want more public buses, not only for the people who doesn't drive, but for elderly and handicapped. Also, the fact that we are definitely need, with this supermarket, we're looking forward to new jobs for the community itself. And I think that, like myself, I'm definitely looking forward to work with this project because I really think that offering us this chance to build, and I have been bothering money management and Ms. Meany for a supermarket since I moved in here. And that was one of my pet peeves. I wasn't happy about that because I myself had to go to Costco, I gotta pay Uber, and if I go over there and I'm looking for sales, but how can I consider me having sales when I have to pay Uber back with my grocery? That's not sale. That is not sale. So I definitely look forward to this new supermarket so at least I can be able to put some money back in my pocket because we got light bill to pay, we got rent to pay, we got other things. We got kids in college. So with this new supermarket, it will benefit all of us and it will put a little bit of more money in our pocket for other things. So at this point, I'm definitely very proud to represent the peninsula as a resident, and I'm looking forward to work with the mayor. If he needs somebody to work with him, he can look for me. And I'll definitely look forward to this beautiful, great development. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victoria. That was very gratifying about hearing your lived experience. That's what we're trying to change here. Our last speaker is Ademola Oyefeso, International VP of United Food and Commercial Workers Union.
Good morning, everybody. Is labor in the house? Is labor in the house? Thank you. My name's Ademola Oyefeso. I'm the International Vice President for the 1.2 million member United Food and Commercial Workers Union. And I'm here with the RWSU and our locals representing every grocery worker in New York City, in every borough of New York City, from locals 338, 342, and 1500. And we're all here with one clear message. New Yorkers deserve affordable groceries and good jobs. That's why we're proud to stand with you, Mayor Mamdani, as you take on the affordability crisis head on.
Hi, I'm Omar, the son in the Pops and Son TV show.
And I'm Adrian, the Pops in the Pops and Son TV show where real estate is our passion.
Are you interested in your first time buying a home?
Join us for today's episode where we share our pro tips on how to deal with scenarios like this and much, much more.
And we have Gary Axelbank joining us.
Welcome back to the Pops and Son TV show where real estate is our passion and empowering our community is what drives us.
That's right. Each week we bring you real stories and expert insights to help you understand and navigate the world of real estate. And today we're diving deep into the journey of first-time homebuyers.
That's correct. We've got some incredible professionals joining us. People who have helped hundreds of families get the keys to their very first homes. If you're thinking about buying, This is the episode you want to watch from start to finish.
And it gets better, because today we're also introducing someone truly legendary.
That's right. It's an honor for my son and I to welcome the Bronx icon, a man who spent over 45 years in front of a camera, giving our community access to smart, thoughtful conversations.
He's world famous and he's one of our own. The voice of the Bronx, the host with the most, Mr. Gary Axelbank.
Gary, welcome to the show. We're proud to have you and joining us on the Pops and Son TV show.
Well, your comments were a little much for me, but I certainly appreciate them. It's very exciting to do this. The reason it's very exciting to do this, housing is a very big thing in the Bronx. People who watch my other programs know that to be the case. And in order to figure out how to get yourself situated, as the gentleman said, this is the program to watch. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to go around. Everybody's going to get a chance to. Let me introduce all the guests first. So we met Pops and Son. That is, of course, Omar and Adrian. We appreciate you joining us. A mortgage bank.